This Maths Bite is about finding equivalent fractions. Now this is a skill which is really useful, particularly when it comes to adding and subtracting fractions later on. So if we start by thinking about a bar, so I take a bar like this, and I split it into half, then this section here, I could say that is 1/2. There are two pieces, and one of them is coloured in, so that's a half. Now if I take a bar that's exactly the same, draw one underneath, now I can split that up differently. It's the same size bar. If these were cakes, it would be the same size cake, two identical cakes. But this one I've split into 4 pieces. So the denominator for this one is going to be 4. Now I can shade the bottom one, so the same amount overall is shaded. And I can do that by shading these two. And we can see, just by looking at it, that this piece here is the same as these two pieces here. They're chopped up differently, but it's the same amount. The amount in this fraction here is 2. Now that's not a coincidence. If I wrote these two out next to each other, these two fractions, you might notice something about those two numbers. And you'd be right. When you notice that what happened is the denominator multiplied by 2, and the numerator has also been multiplied by 2. So if I want to find equivalent fractions, I simply do the same thing to the numerator as I do to the denominator. Now we can have a look at a few more examples here, so we can see this without having to draw the pictures. So if I put my board here and cover that up. So if I take, for instance, the fraction 2/5, and I wanted to know how many out of 15 that is, I look at the denominators, I can see that that's 3 times, because it's been cut up 3 times, each of them has been cut up 3 times. And so I would need 3 times as many of them to be the same amount. 2/5 is the same as 6 out of 15. If I have a block, if I had a bar, and I chop it up into 5 pieces, 2 of them would be the same amount as if I chopped it into 15 pieces and had 6. I can do this with division as well. So, if I had, say, 25 and 10 out of 25, and this number here was 5, I can use my division knowledge to say 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. And so I can do the same thing to the numerator. I'm going to divide that by 5. That's going to give me 2. So we can see that 10 out of 25 is the same as 2 out of 5. Hopefully that helps you finding equivalent fractions, which will be really useful when you come to add and subtract them later on.